The moment when a desperate animal searches for a sliver of hope, or the gentle way someone steps in to save them. Which moment will touch your heart? Take a break and join WOW TV in the animal rescue mission right now.
Should we try you with some chicken now? Do you want chicken?
While searching for food, a capybara accidentally got stuck under a drain and couldn't get out on its own. When the drain cover was lifted, it was stunned and didn't react right away, but soon managed to free itself.
Come on, nigga, come.
It's okay, I'm saving you.
Seeing a raccoon lying weakly on the road would break anyone's heart.
At least I got him off the road.
Don't worry, a kind girl took it home and cared for it with love.
Shade, and nobody's gonna mess with him here. I'm gonna see if he needs a little water. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Look at this.
A few guys were strolling by a stream when they noticed two turtles swimming strangely.
This is so up. Oh my god. It's literally chained.
As they got closer, they realized the turtles were stuck together, likely a cruel prank.
The little lock.
The quick rescue was carried out, and hopefully, these turtles won't face such a situation again. The desperate cries of the goose caught its owner's attention. Understanding the situation, the owner immediately took the goose to get treated. A miracle happened as the goose made a quick recovery, despite the initial slim hope. During pregnancy, a mother kangaroo often moves more slowly to keep her baby safe. However, this increases the risk of encountering vehicles on the road, leading to unfortunate accidents. Luckily, timely human intervention gave the baby kangaroo a chance to continue growing up.
Wait till I weigh it, that has a better chance than the ones we've been getting.
Yeah.
The longer the fox was trapped in the plastic bottle, the more panicked it became, making it harder for the rescue team.
Whatever they can to avoid us.
You got to scruff him? Yeah.
Despite this, everyone fought for every second to save the fox.
There's blood under there. Just don't let him. Try not to let him bite me. That's it. We're off. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, poor baby.
With his compassionate heart, the man carefully removed the fishing line from the seagull. Invisible fishing lines are always traps for birds foraging in the water. People discovered a dog stuck in tar under the blazing sun. Despite looking exhausted, the dog seemed to know it would be freed.
It doesn't happen with one of his cats. Yeah, he's been lost.
The rescue team spent hours using vegetable oil and mild soap to remove the tar, while also providing food and water for the puppy. After the storm, plant debris were floating all over the ocean, which is why the rescuers were there. Diver Lorian discovered a sperm whale in need of help. She overcame her fears and patiently freed the sperm whale from its burden. A deep pit is easy to fall into but hard to get out of, especially for an elephant. Prolonged exposure to the sun can lead to dehydration and exhaustion, so during the lengthy rescue, it was crucial to keep providing water. The strength of the villagers alone wasn't enough. They needed support from a truck to pull the elephant out of the pit.
about 0.2.
The stork's nest on power poles were causing short circuits and electrical fires. Concerned that the storks would have nowhere to go, the firefighters helped them build a new nest. Compassion gave the young man the courage to face his fears and approach the cobra trapped at the bottom of the well. If left alone, the snake wouldn't survive long due to a lack of food. This is the clearest evidence of how harsh weather affects animals. At times like these, human help becomes incredibly important and brings hope for their survival.
Блин, ты сейчас ей оторвешь что-нибудь, мне кажется, нет? Порвешь как-нибудь. Ой, бедная.
Не, по ней не попал, брат.
Ну я понимаю, больно. Не, глаз.
Стой. Я же тебя убиваю, что собрал.
Давай, беги.
While everyone thought the squirrel couldn't be saved, she didn't think so. Her effort and persistence eventually paid off. Amid the drought in Kenya, a small amount of water from a man was enough to save a dehydrated giraffe. Mousetraps come with unpredictable risks, and the stray kitten was a victim. Luck was on its side when it encountered kind people. After freeing the poor animal, they also gave it a home. The antlers are quite large and complex, and when two deers clash, they can easily become entangled. Without human help, they wouldn't be able to free themselves and could starve.
Oh, woo! Praise the Lord! Praise the Lord!
Despite struggling, the lizard couldn't escape and quickly became exhausted. The situation only changed when a kind Samaritan appeared.
เราช่วยชีวิตเจ้าเลยนะ
Afraid that the swan would panic and fly away, the man carefully approached and waited for the right moment to catch it.
Браво, Янко, браво! Браво!
It turned out that its beak had gotten tangled in a fishing line while foraging. Cutting the fishing line with its mouth wasn't ideal, but it was the only option they had to help the swan at that moment. Although goats are excellent climbers on steep cliffs, even their kind couldn't help it on a 90-degree slope. The initial rescue attempt failed, but fortunately, the rescue team had a backup plan and successfully saved both the mother and her kid.
Oh! Oh!
Even a giant stingray sometimes needs human help. Understanding the diver's intentions, it stayed still, making it easier for him to help. A flock of ducks wandered carelessly on the road, unaware of the danger. A kind girl took some time to signal drivers to stop and help the ducks cross safely. A tiny, cramped drain was no place for the calf to stay for long. They were willing to do whatever it took to save it, including breaking apart the drain and wading through the dirty water. The playful panda got stuck in a toy. Its large size caused the first rescue attempt to fail, but eventually it was freed.
哎呀哎呀，真死了，等高兴！哎呀哎呀，出来了吗？哎呀，出来了，要出来了！哎呀，终于出来了！哎呀哎呀哎呀！
Seeing a dog displaying unusual behavior, the rescue team quickly took it to a safe place for examination. After assessing the situation, they used some medical tools and performed a few simple maneuvers to remove the bone. It was hard to spot the poor sheep hiding under the bush, but a man noticed its condition. He used all his strength to get it out of the flooded ditch and safely to the shore. The height made it challenging for the firefighters to reach the frightened cat. The rescue was a great success. Give a thumbs up to honor this brave man. Extreme heat can easily cause animals to suffer from heat stroke. A little water from kind people helped this bird regain its strength. The battle with two stray dogs left the kangaroo completely exhausted. Many think it's wrong to interfere with the laws of nature.
Oh, God.
But this man's conscience wouldn't let him just leave it alone.
Sorry about it.
He decided to take it in and care for the poor animal until it recovered.
You're heavy.
In front of me, I'm looking in the corner. Sorry. Hello? Hello, littlest?
This is just one of many injured
Don't
bats
like that,
that
do
this
you?
girl has saved.
Biding my time. There we are. You're only little.
However, her gentle and caring attitude towards them is more like a mother's than just a regular rescuer's. Waves washed the jellyfish ashore, trapping it under the bottom of a boat. Let me take you back to the sea. No one knows how such a large deer managed to get its head stuck in such a small fence. However, these three hunters knew it needed help. Their initial attempts failed despite their best efforts, and in the end, they had to use pliers to cut the metal bars and free the deer.
There we go. All right, let's go. Now get up and run. Go on, get some.
Stupid bastards.
After hearing that a leopard had fallen into a deep well, the villagers used a cot to lift it out. The rescue took 5 hours, but fortunately, the leopard was freed and returned to its forest home. discarded human items can sometimes cause trouble for wildlife. Every effort to protect the environment helps safeguard these animals. This TikToker stopped when he discovered a dog stuck under a log on the side of the river.
He's been here a long time. You in any pain?
Despite the mud making the dog heavier, he did his best to pull it out. Not only that, but he also took it home to give it a thorough bath. The excavator was working late into the night for a special reason, rescuing an elephant that had fallen into a ditch. The challenging terrain, darkness, and the uncooperative young elephant made the rescue difficult. To ease the challenge, they used fireworks to distract the elephant and safely get it out of the scene. It seems this wasn't an easy task, as the guy had to use all his strength just to stay on the poles. Amidst cheers from the crowd, he successfully rescued the seagull. A lost baby boar could have run into trouble with passing traffic. However, that didn't happen because passerby helped it back into the forest. The hot weather worsened the fox's condition. The man knew he had to act quickly before it became completely exhausted.
Oh, my boy.
Yeah, so he's definitely coming back with us, unfortunately.
He finally brought it to a center for a thorough checkup. The man patiently revived the chameleon with water and CPR, even though there were no immediate results. His efforts finally paid off when the chameleon started breathing again. He took it home to care for it until it fully recovered. When the man saw the mama skunk displaying unusual behavior, he thought she might need help. He quickly checked and discovered that her family was trapped under the wooden floorboards.
Yeah, that's right. Good job. Good job.
In the end, the whole family was reunited. If you saw this situation on the road, would you keep going or stop to help? These heroes decided to step in even in the blazing heat. First, they comforted the scared baby goat, then carefully removed the asphalt from its body. Although bears are good climbers, they're not immune to getting stuck. Don't worry, it will be rescued soon. The elephant is following the call of the people to find its way out. Love for animals still shines through, even in the harshest conditions. Crossing this ditch is impossible for baby bunnies. Understanding this, a guy volunteered to stand guard and help them safely get to the other side. The rising floodwaters made the killer whales mistakenly think that the mangrove forest was their home. They couldn't stay there long because the glucose and salt water in the forest weren't good for them. Fearing the whales would be further stranded, the rescuers decided to transport them into the open seas on their boats. The mud and dirt made it hard to recognize that it was a hedgehog. After bringing it home and discovering that all its spines had fallen out, she immediately used oil to treat it. Human items can sometimes become traps for animals.
Yes.
Fortunately, people didn't leave them behind. It's heartwarming to see the community quickly come together to rescue a cat from the dirty canal. Thankfully, the cat was very cooperative and was safely lifted out. Since the girl started sharing food with the fox, a special bond seems to have formed between them.
What do you want? Do you want another fuss? It's my fingers. Look, they're my fingers, okay? Let's go like this then. Let's try it this way.
The fox often visits, and she happily greets it with fresh meat that she always has ready.
Good girl.
Oh, poor thing.
Alright, I'm gonna pull the jar.
Oh.
Despite the challenging rescue, the cow was brought to safety. She values all lives, no matter how small. Her compassion is truly admirable. The deer was still suffering from the cold and wasn't able to move. A few minutes earlier, without the help of the rescue worker, its condition could have been much worse. What seemed like a routine test for his new fish finder turned into an unexpected rescue. It might have been swept away by the storm the day before, but fortunately, it's now safe. The swan struggled to escape the gate because its neck was tightly stuck, making all its efforts seem hopeless. However, a small act from a person made its life so much better. The whale was irritated by parasitic barnacles and had no choice but to swim to humans for help. Knowing this, everyone came together to assist it. Harsh weather puts animals at risk. In times like these, human kindness towards them is truly precious. At 90 feet high, everyone thought rescuing the hawk was impossible. But with his love for animals, this guy made it happen and earned a lot of praise. This cyclist gave a turtle a ride over a long stretch while it was trying to find its way back to the water.
Already recording. All right, Ralph.
Since it can't stay on land for too long, it needs a moist environment to keep its skin hydrated and to breathe easily. Do you notice anything unusual about the elephant's trunk? After planning the treatment, a 30-inch branch was pulled out. The elephant was doing fine and would surely be grateful for their help. It looks like this tiny newborn was sadly abandoned. Aww. Luckily, this woman became its new mom and gave it a loving home. This python was having an emergency, so this man used CPR to save it. And luckily it worked. It shows how important CPR is for both people and animals, so it's definitely a skill worth learning. Some tourists saw the bird fall into the sea due to bad weather. A guy quickly got it out of the water and carefully dried its wings so it could fly again. A spectacular rescue was filmed on the slope at Panther River. The mama horse couldn't save her foal due to the treacherous terrain. Undeterred by the danger, a passerby stepped in to the rescue.
Are you stuck?
After being stuck for too long, the cow was so exhausted it couldn't call for help anymore.
Oh man.
Unable to resist its pitiful gaze, the farmer used all his strength to pull the calf out from the tree.
Okay.
And here's an update on its life after the rescue. If these meaningful stories have touched your heart, please like and share your thoughts on your favorite story in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell to stay updated with our most meaningful and touching videos.